Hello and welcome back to Women's Football Talk, the YouTube channel that brings you all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. Now before we get into today's video, make sure you smash that subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a video of ours, and that you're following us on Twitter and on Instagram for all the latest news and stories as and when it happens. So this is our weekly transfers update where we look back at all the transfers that have happened over the past 7 days. Now there has been quite a bit of movement up and down the WSL and in world football in total, and a reminder, if we don't mention every transfer in here, head over to our website wftalk.com. We have a dedicated transfer section where we have all the deals that have been announced there from the very start of January right up until today's date, so you won't miss anything there. So where we last left you, if you saw our shorts video last week, Arsenal had announced the signing of Victoria Pelova, and they have been busy this past 7 days. So they've brought in Kathrine Kuhl from FC Nordsjælland, very talented youngster, highly rated, and I'm very excited to see her in action for Jonas Alderweireld side, and I think she could potentially make her debut this weekend against Chelsea, and it's going to be really good to see Kathrine Kuhl in there. Then they recalled Gio Queiroz from her loan at Everton. Mixture of injuries and not playing enough is one of the reasons. Both her personal injuries that she's dealt with and injuries at Arsenal as well is why she's been called back. And then this morning they've announced the signing of Canadian goalkeeper Sabrina, who will come in, very recognised Canadian international, and put on the pressure of Manuela Zinsberger, who is out of contract in the summer. So it's very good bits of business from Arsenal over this past week. Other deals we've had announced, Chelsea have just announced the signing of Meika Hamano from Inak Kobe. The 18-year-old Japanese forward joins the club until 2027. However, she has been loaned out for this season to Swedish side Hammarby IF, where she'll spend the whole time of the Swedish season over there. So she won't be back in June. It'll be round about this time next year where she'll be back in Chelsea colours. Other deals that have been announced over the past few days, Leicester City have announced the signing of Remy Simpson from Sydney FC. Now this one was a rumour that had been going around for a long time, and it makes sense. Leicester finally getting in players that can help with them progress and get some much needed points in the WSL for the second half of the season as they look to progress up the table. Everton made Claire Wheeler's loan deal from Fortuna Huring a permanent one. She's signed a deal until 2025. Now obviously the Australian international had been on loan at Everton for the first half of this season, and they did have the option to make it permanent, which Brian Sorensen's side have decided on doing. Elsewhere, if we move across Liverpool to Liverpool themselves, Sophie Lundgaard has joined from Fortuna Huring, and that is on a 2.5-year deal. Again, another youngster coming from Scandinavia. Very exciting to see what she can bring in the Liverpool team as they look to move up the table. Chelsea, another bit of news was they announced that Millie Leopolds has signed a new deal to remain at Chelsea until 2026. Obviously, Chelsea fans haven't been able to see her yet this season as she had been on maternity leave, but she's been back in training recently, so good news there. The big news in the NWSL over the past week or so was regarding the future of Debinha, and now the Brazilian international has decided that she will be staying in the NWSL and playing with the KC Current. So some good business there. Brighton and Hove Albion back here in the WSL have been very busy. They've confirmed the signing of Zoe Morse, formerly of the Chicago Red Stars, Brianna Visali, again another player who played out in the NWSL, and Diana Stefanovic, who we mentioned last week. So it's been a busy old week or so for Jens Schuer's side as they look to make moves and move up the league. Obviously currently second bottom in the WSL, so it's going to be a very exciting second half of the season. Like we said, a lot of deals have been announced. Again, if we don't announce every deal on here, make sure you are headed over to our website wftalk.com, where we'll have all the deals announced when they happen, and obviously make sure you're following us on Twitter and on Instagram as well, where we will have the graphics out and available when they are announced. So it's going to be a very interesting few weeks left of the transfer window. We're halfway through. Will we see many more deals done? It'll be very interesting to see. Obviously there's been a lot of rumours about Manchester United bringing in some players, Manchester City bringing in some players, but until we get confirmation we will not report on them in case they do not turn into fruition. Now obviously on Thursday evening was the NWSL draft and there were some trades made there. So Lynn Williams got traded to Gotham FC, Emily Sonnet got traded to OL Reign. So there's a few other deals that got announced in the NWSL trades as well. So it's been a busy old time over in the States, and if you want a full recap of that NWSL draft, we have it on our website as well, where we have all 48 picks looked at as to where they are heading to for their future. But until next time, we'll be back next week with our next transfer roundup, and obviously we'll be back at the start of next week to recap all the weekend's action in the world of women's football. But until then, make sure you like, comment and subscribe and turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a video of ours. And like I said, you are following us on Twitter and on Instagram for all the latest news and stories as and when it happens. And until next time, we'll see you soon.